just not to be the case, I think, in this particular instance. forZe and Eyeballers, in terms of their general tier 2 space, are not exactly tier 2 powerhouses, so you've got to take a look at those intricacies. And for me, it looks to me like Eyeballers are going to have this one under wraps. Let's find out whether we're correct in our predictions, Dwayne, as we look towards our first map of our fast best of 3 and our final best of 3 of the mid-upper bracket. As we get started, it's the Eyeballers taking on forZe.
And you look at Inferno and think Eyeballers, even from previous years, have always loved their Inferno. Even with the new map in CS2, with the changes that we've seen, doesn't matter to their veto, they still like it.
Here we go to get things kicked off. 3 players over on that B-site defensive for the forZe camp. It's peppzorlul that leans in first and foremost for the Eyeballers. Glocks out across the entire T-side board. No upgrade pistols for forZe either, as they go charging in, wasting very little time taking this bracket's presence and going out towards the long position, where Shalfie is going to have to take a directive defensive. Gokushima is on the bomb site itself, and Result back at spawn, draws first blood, gets the headshot on Shine. Forced to back up here at Wine, is going to get goosed down to 3 HP as well, so things are not looking all that peachy. But Tanir comes in with extra support and extra headshots to boot. Sapeck with only 1 trade. It's falling apart for the Eyeballers T-side start, but Sapeck is still looking to fight alongside peppzorlul here. They'll make their way into the B-bomb site.
Yeah, Krad's going to have to try and deny this bomb from going down. 1-for-1 trade. He's done everything there as the B-site anchor, given a lot of breathing room for the T's to get the bomb plant, but then get that retake forward. Shalfie's coming in from Banana. Gokushima's coming in from CT.
1-on-2 scenario. The Glock. I'm going to go for an aggressive challenge here against Gokushima. Is he aware of how close he is around that corner? He should be soon. I think he made a footstep there. Attention drawn. No, he gets the headshot. It's a 1-on-1 instead. A 3K up for peppzorlul if he can take it. And Shalfie is going for the aggressive challenge now in towards Church. Checking positions. Oh, peppzorlul's been seen. The Shalfie is not. He's going to make noise, give away the game. Take some damage. Look for the headshot as appropriate. But it's Salt and peppzorlul for the Eyeballers as they take the pistol round.
A fantastic start there for the Eyeballers. When you think about the recovery scenario, so they show a lot of presence down there on A. They force Shalfie deep into the bomb site. They're trying to force the CTs to be defensive, get those over rotations. It's a great start out there from the library control from the CT perspective. Get that first kill, try and slow them down. Krad even goes 1-for-1, and then you look at that 2v1 in the position, and you're right, the footstep being heard out there towards Banana doesn't even draw the attention. peppzorlul knows that he can isolate that fight out there towards CT. That was played to perfection.
Very nicely done indeed. forZe will not be opting for any force invests as well for the second round. These AKs coming out alongside the 2 MAC-10s. And Galil also on a couple of players here for the Eyeballers camp. Far better than what forZe have to work with. The gamble stack into the A site. See whether these SMGs can farm some cash, but ultimately it's all about the round, and the Eyeballers have found that B site, so that much is a guarantee.
You mentioned that Gokushima is obviously quite fresh to this forZe lineup. It's only his 42nd map with the team. So again, every single best of 3 that we see, every type of event that we see, it's a little bit more of an opportunity to kind of get the idea of what he's made of. Because again, forZe have always had some very good AWPers on their team. You think back to Exipower, you think about Zorti, you think about Alien that was even here only a few months ago and was the replacement when Gokushima came in. forZe have known to have good AWPers.
No big greens in this round. Bringing up for the next either. Money trying to stack up for the CT forces. Eyeballers going to get their cash flow going as well. Sent the MAC-10s on the hunt. Particularly JW, who's prodded into that A bomb site and is wary of where those CTs are holding from. We'll get Shine involved as well. That nade sent to the bomb site to dish out quite a fair amount of damage to Tanir. And they are going to get the kill here for it. So it's an extra 600 bucks for JW, but not exactly the money bags that you would hope out of this round. Regardless, it is a round for the Eyeballers.
A 2-0 beginning on the T side, and again, you look at their Inferno track record since CS2's come out, and it's strong. 10 wins and only 2 losses. Their T side being stronger than their CT perspective, one of the only maps in the entire pool that's the case for. They're very good at dictating pace, very good at opening up space. It's their bread and butter, and I think that's why we've seen previously 13-6 kind of scorelines. This is a comfortable map for them.
Talked already how we expect both sides to take their respective map picks. So far, Eyeballers continue to keep the heart up on theirs. Krad first to go down here in this round. Tanir does burn Sapeck. He wasn't quite expecting that Molotov to last as long as it did. Looking for another good kill out here in the open. peppzorlul's going to be able to win that fight though, so advantage for the Eyeballers with the B site being completely opened up. forZe don't want anything to do with the retake. All down to the lurker, JW, seeing if he can get any kills on the way out of the round. He might even find one to go. Kashima not quite to a 3-on-3 situation, but they have no map presence here.
I think it just showed that even though forZe got that kill back and it returns it to an even 3v3, because there isn't that rotation out towards CT, because there isn't anyone quick towards Banana or quick out there from spawn, there is nothing that's achievable. A very good entry there from peppzorlul. I mean, I think what we've saw previously, especially in CSGO, that if a molly's down, you don't really want to try and peek behind it because it can sometimes be quite difficult. In CS2, with the vision being definitely better, we're starting to see a lot more action behind utility. And right there for peppzorlul, he plays behind the util, gets that first kill, and that's it. Round is just completely over.
And number 3 for the Eyeballers camp. Been looking pretty peachy so far, only losing those SMGs on the T-side line, so they can buy back with as much as they really want to here. AK out for Sapeck, JW. What's he going to bring to the table? Just another AK, it seems, for the T-side. Meanwhile, forZe have their weapons as standard. The M4's on 3. Krad has only got a CZ in this particular case, and Tania only with the Deagle, so pretty light investments overall.
Now try and get as much out of this round as possible and look to bolster come the next rifle. Flash up for Gokushima to try an aggressive peek out here towards the half wall, but the counter utility is just too strong. Double mollies and flashes just drives those CTs deeper into B.
Deeper mollies as well being taken by the T-side line. JW actually did go out to the AWP, selling off his AK for it. A lurk out towards the apartments might look to be interesting on the part of peppzorlul. He's checking out the shelf. He's back to be turned to this boost up. Deagle and M4 combo. He recognizes he might be in danger. There's at least 2 individuals, potentially 3. Shine's got to act out towards mid to draw themselves away from the apartment's control. But Shalfie's still going to swing, and he's been heard there.
Yeah, peppzorlul's done well to evade as much danger as possible. Now, of course, Shalfie is still maintaining this aggressive line, but JW is watching out for it.
Wary. Veteran of the team. He knows those sneaky plays. He knows exactly what you can do if you take the apartment's control. He's going to counter it with great prejudice. Now just looks to clear out that angle with peppzorlul. As the main T-side force forms up in mid. One lurker of Sapeck is going to get caught by Gokushima on the B-bomb side. That's 3 players on that defensive, though. Resalt's going to have a lot to do.
Yeah, he needs a multi-frag if this round is doable. Otherwise, it's just going to be another save out on B.
Catches Shine at least. There's your start. Stalling out behind cover, seen by several. Engaging a second individual. Looking to get Heap and almost does, but doesn't quite finish off the job. 20 HP for him, though. 1 of 2 players left against the 3 retakers.
Incredible position there from the 18-year-old to make this round workable. JW out towards Pit and Heap in the bomb site, already being detected.
Gokushima receiving bullets in his general direction. None of them connecting on the part of Heap. AWP or JW sees one, doesn't quite react as appropriate. Saw that second man coming in from long as well. Will engage. Gokushima goes down. He needs that support, but JW has been smoked off. Still engaging. Krad gets his pick. Heap desperate for a headshot. Indeed he does. Sees that second man, but the HP difference is far too much to handle. The defuse will come through, but Tania doesn't have a kit. I think, yeah, this actually might be a little bit too close. But he's got it. And it's a defuse and a first round on the board of forZe.
I want to give a bit of credit in both directions in that last round. First off, for peppzorlul, obviously to recognize that footstep from Shalfie, getting aggressive out to the apartments. It was a great reposition from JW to get that kill, and a great idea for Eyeballers that because an info plays come aggressively out from apps, they're expecting the CTs to over-rotate and have a little bit more of a stack on that B side. So the pressure A was the right call, but at the same time, do you really expect Resalt to get 2 kills and put Heap down to 20 HP? The only player on A has a sick round.
Round winner in my eyes. Giving forZe their opening now in this map up. Can they follow it up though? There's a rebuy back from the Eyeballers. Yes, lacking the AWP. Still holding with all those AKs. The utility damage has been pretty good for forZe at the start of these rounds, and it's not just this one. And Nade almost getting Heap. He's down to 23 now. Forced in the midst of the smoke, and well, that spray is going to give up his position. Gokushima kicks things off.
Now, this could be a bit of a bait and switch out towards the top banana angle. If they're able to drive a little bit of distraction away, you do have Krad tucked in at the sandbags. peppzorlul, though, with a walk forward out towards short, and JW to do the exact same thing to long.
Smokes up. Krad going to wrap over the corner. Sapeck is going to get caught. 5-on-3 now for the CT side. Mollies and flashes continue to come over from the two short players over on the A offensive, but it's all about JW here. He snuck his way into Y, and he's going to actually catch a cut on rotations coming in. Tanir has no idea, and JW is forced to take action. He does get dinked down by one player on rotate. Result now knows, again, the only player holding on this A bomb site, but he's not going to find as much pressure. Two rotators away from mid, and JW has gone down. Krad known in the open, just escapes with his life.
Get back out towards Arch and try and survive, but now it folds onto Result out here to the short control. HE placement a little bit too deep. The bomb traveling in quickly from Shine, but eventually dropped down on the bomb site itself. JW nearly makes the round-winning play. Trying to cut those rotates, being a nuisance out there to Library. I think what it just showed there from forZe was, again, Result on the bomb side. This is back-to-back rounds in which he's shown us a lot, Jay. And I think that's maybe something that was missing in that previous head-to-head on Inferno, and it's something that's coming through from forZe today.
Eyeballers now have their money whittled down. Hero, AK, part of the half invest. Even at that, only peppzorl's really bought the Kevlar with the upgrade pistol. Everyone else on the basic Glocks. Gonna get the money flow going again for the T sideline. Struggle with the SMG kills. Maybe a bomb plant would be nice at this stage. See whether Shine can force out any opening engagements. He's yet to find a frag here in this map.
Now, Eyeballers played Inferno in their last couple of ECL games. Against Aurora, they had 8 rounds on their T side, and against Bencher, they had 9 rounds on their T side. I don't know if we're going to see a similar figure here today, though.
Gokushima shut down peppzorlul. Shines down instantly. Did take Sharpie with him. Result continues to hold that short control around Quad. AK is picked up by Sapeck, but Kevlarless. Aim punch is going to harm him. JW's got the higher HP in this exchange. The bomb, I believe, has been dropped in no man's land.
Tanir just wants a little bit of spot of information out here to Long. Jiggling down, moving into position, seeing nothing out for the brackets. JW with the jiggle has only got a Glock, so even at this kind of range, it's going to be difficult to muster up a kill. It pretty much comes down to Sapeck without armor to make something.
Be nice if they can find Shalfie's body and get his rifle. Don't even know where he's dropped out there towards Long and very exposed on the part of JW. Gokushima missing a shot and giving a kill back to Sapeck. Is that going to turn the tide here?
Yeah, they'll need one more, and it will either be punishing Result or Tanir. Probably more so Tanir, because Result's just been so rock solid on A. Sapeck. I mean, he's got a line to at least deal with Tanir.
Can't see him from here, though. Check for Result instead. Spot one. Glock will try and engage. Provide suppression. 12 seconds. That bomb's going to get picked up, and it's not even going to go in there. Tanir with his 2. And forZe with 3 to even up against the 3 of the Eyeballers.
Just to give a little bit more context as well, mentioning the 8 and 9 rounds that they had on T-side in their previous officials, both of those Inferno games, Jay, went to overtime. So that actually shows that while they had massive one-sided leads, they actually struggled to close. Now, that hasn't been the case in other events, the Yellow Compass Fall event that they've played in the CCT Central Europe, but in ECL, and especially the last couple of games, they have had struggles to close. So if they don't get a monster lead, this could actually start turning into a bit of a threatening map.
Right, just to call back towards that previous Inferno, the last series in the head-to-head between these two teams, it was at least forZe getting the initial start on Inferno with a 3-1 lead, so the early game did fall apart in the end. I wonder if it'll be the same case right here. So far, it looks like it's tracking to forZe's favor. Shalfie gets 2 ahead of the flashbang and the smoke. peppzorlul forced to take a fight back out of the apartments and wins it, but Krad continues pressing. JW's gone down. Bomb is at least close to sight, should get planted here, but the concern is more to do with the CTs that are surrounding them. Tanir especially, finding heat, dropping that bomb, and peppzorlul swung upon by Shalfie, who gets himself a triple. And now the lead here for the forZe camp.
Incredible to think that Shalfie had 0 kills for the first 6 rounds of the map, goes into round 7 and gets a triple. I think that's what we're seeing right now from forZe is individuals making multi-frags and creating impact. You do feel for Eyeballers a little bit there. They're trying to change up the tempo. That was a little bit quicker. The pop flash through the bracket smoke, and you can see from our POV, that org is completely blinded. That is just a complete spam, a complete spray while you're blinded, and he gets 2 kills and even follows up with a triple.
Eyeballers continue to have money problems. Look at the nades. Continue to have utility problems as well. In the case of forZe, just continuously putting those nades on position. The incendiaries have gotten kills as well. One more HE from Shalfie. Is that going to catch on a heap? Not quite. Shine takes a little bit of it.
A little bit anticlimactic with the HEs, but in terms of the chip damage, it's solid. And JW trying to work on the edge of the smoke does do quite a bit of damage on the Krad, but doesn't create that opening opportunity. peppzorlul out here towards Boiler, trying to just get one kill towards A to force an over-rotation.
We've got at least 3 players over here, so in terms of the mass numbers, indeed, there is much more emphasis towards that A bomb site, but eyeballers have read this incorrectly, rotating a second and third man to join peppzorlul. Result will back off. I don't know if that reload was heard, whether they suspect the short's going to be clear. Not like it matters. Shelfie continues to hold down the long cubby corner, swings out towards brackets, sees so many, gets so many kills as well. Shine can't hit his shot. And these pistols have gotten so close on several occasions to the eyeballers, but they've never been able to find the majority of the kills or the ones that win the rounds themselves. They need those rifles back out, which is what they'll get here. But even then, they've got to do quite a lot of work against forZe. The money is built. It seems like all 5 players are going to maintain their lives. 5 in a row for the CT side. So max loss comes in for the eyeballers, and they've got to fight back from here.
I think the concern right now is that peppzorlul in CS2 is only the 4th highest rated player for eyeballers on Inferno. We normally look at guys like Sapeck, Heap, and then JW as your impact players. Guys that are going to open up kills, guys that are going to create you space and give you round victories. When we look at him topping up the board right now, that's not something that's normally seen from eyeballers. And forZe, another conversation we haven't had is on the day performance. Right now, individually, they're looking sharp, they're keeping AKs, and they're keeping a round streak.
JW jumping for info. Nades will try and clear up some vision for Tanier to try and strike, and he'll get his 2K once again. Look at how far Shelfie's extended as well. Seems like forZe may have come up with a game plan against the eyeballers, because this CT side is currently taking all the control in many more fashions than just the map. peppzorlul covered off by the orb of Gokushima, does not quite hit his shot, so the man gets driven back, but he at least protects his teammate up in top mid, who is still going to be a thorn in the side of the eyeballers here. 2 players about to make their way up through the stairs. Shelfie is in a prime position to take them both down right here and now. peppzorlul is back his turn. Shelfie can get all 3, taps up the first, looks for the second. JW can get the trade, but this is 1 kill out of 5 required for the clutch, and Gokushima will shut him down.
That was a lovely and very creative round there coming through from forZe. So they do the aggressive smoke that sort of lands in between the bottom of T-Ramp and the bottom of Banana. Now, what we see from Tanir's point of view is he's fighting Banana aggressively. He's getting past the half-wall, he's getting util behind him, he's getting flashes and the HE of the break of the smoke. He gets those couple of kills. Shelfie gets into bottom Banana, and they have no idea, or I should say bottom mid from brackets, because of Tanir's double. And I think it just shows there from forZe that they really pincered a double aggressive maneuver, but only gave info for one of those maneuvers. Shelfie, there was no info.
Having lost 6 in a row, the eyeballers need to take a tactical. That's what they'll do. Maybe Coach can slap some sense back into them. This is your map. This is how dominant it can be, but that's not being seen right here and now. The opening 3 is all that they've gotten, and the money struggles continue for the eyeballers. You've noticed as well that there's very little bomb plants coming in from the T side. Only that 4th round is the one that they got, and forZe had to defuse. Since then, they have been locked out of the bomb sites and even locked out of the basic T-side map control.
It's a very slow start from eyeballers, and this is scary. Again, forZe are a team that nearly went 5-0 in their group, should have been in the high matches, and I'm sure they can look at that and almost use it as fuel to say, right, doesn't matter if we've got into the mid group, we're still going all the way. We're not going to drop a single best of 3. We're going to make our way into the playoffs. We're going to look to try and strive to get to EPL, because they've been there before. Gokushima with the AWP out here towards long. With Tech-9s and a decent amount of util, and Apps Pop and a slightly aggressive work in here towards A could be on the cards.
Very tentative for the time being. Sub utility from Shine as soon as the smoke clears to get his teammate into that that banana control rather. Meanwhile, peppzorlul's walked all the way up through Apps, is unaware of how close he is to Result. Those 2 top mid players will set up the pop flash to try and see if they can make their way into that A bomb site. Smoke down towards long as well, so Gokushima sees nothing. Forced to put a molly out, tries to cycle them off. Shelfie on site. Result does get flash blinded and does get taken down. Result dead. Shelfie all alone does get overwhelmed the same. The AWP of Gokushima is known, but he's not dead. 3-on-3 for the retake.
And bomb can go down, and safe out here to the left-hand side of the bomb site. A reposition from Tanir. I mean, he's got to be worried about a mid-lurk. Someone in the apartments just to cut a rotate.
peppzorlul is being set, sees one. Krad gets dinked down to 13 HP. The nade could have finished off the job if he stuck around there, but he didn't. Passing his rifle back off to Gokushima, take the AWP back instead. Deagle in for JW, does get taken back by Tanir, who's now in at court. Smokes her up, but peppzorlul cuts him up before it blooms, and Shine at Graveyard sends Gokushima to his grave. And Krad, all that remains to run for the hills and avoid said death. Hold on to the AWP as the fourth finally goes the way of the eyeballers. They're breaking the forZe streak.
Now, tell me this, Jay. If you look at this as a positive or a negative, seems like the only rounds that are being won is because of peppzorlul and peppzorlul only. Think about the pistol round clutch that he had at the 1v2. Now a really important eco steal where he's able to get an entry, he's able to pick up an M4. To me, that's quite concerning because it shows that there's a lot of other players on eyeballers that aren't holding their weight to that level of impact.
Well, in the short term, it does mean that they've won that round and finally broken forZe's streak. But I do agree, in the long term, things are going to get very concerning for the eyeballers. And I think forZe have already exploited it for 6 rounds in a row. So maybe you need to see a little bit more of that rifle core. Once again, the AWP of Gokushima set in, and Sapeck is punishing a number of missed shots from this young lad.
Yeah, struggling right now and being punished. peppzorlul, Sapeck, all getting picked. Rounds over. And I think it just showed there for eyeballers, because they get that opening man advantage to top banana, they can start making the CTs force mistakes. The over-aggressive lurk out there from the apartments to take dot banana and work around the util. Sometimes all it takes is one early pick to collapse a bomb site and collapse a team.
A sick play from Sapeck. As soon as I asked for that rifle core to step up, that's exactly what one element of it does. Very well done with that triple, and the eyeballers finally spring into life. So you were talking about concerns in terms of players not pulling their weight. In that one, it was peppzorlul involved. A 5th round to go to their way. All thanks to Mr. Interconnected, a part of this roster. The last round of the half, we will go with an opportunity to still make it workable on this T half, still make it as evens, and try to go to the CT side where things could take off for the eyeballers. The one rifle saved in for resale. Not like it matters, they've got cash to invest in for days if they wanted to. Okay, some positivity at the tail end of the half.
I'm surprised that Xiaofi still allowed the AWP to be invested there for Gokushima. I think a decision obviously needs to be made between the coach and the in-game leader to think, are we going to get more out of him on a rifle than with an AWP? Because you are right, he's been punished quite a lot and it's allowed a lot of round victories. Only 6 kills, the bottom of the board right now. Eyeballers. These last couple are going to mean a lot for their entire safety of their map pick.
And they picked up the pace heavily. Nades down. 3 of them returned towards Tanir, but 3 players got tagged on the eyeballers. JW involved himself in the first kill, and Gokushima does take one of those players back. Sapeck in particular. 3 frags in the previous round, none in this one.
Yeah, that was a small window of opportunity. As soon as he repositions and gets out there towards the balcony, he doesn't quite catch peppzorlul, repositioning in-apps and getting out to boiler side. Now, Tanir's going to play passively on B. If he sees any util or gets any contact, he can re-smoke down, and they're actually going to send Krad back over. That jiggle got close towards the AWPer, and Gokushima's actually made it 2 on A.
Advantage for the CT side here. Tanir's looking for more. JW's going to get caught ahead of the smoke. Great spray, good kill. Tag up Shine as well. I don't know if Tanir's aware of it. Krad certainly will be as he sprays them both down and will win the half at 7-5 for forZe. Can they maintain it into the T side? We'll find out after the break.
Love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
7-5 for forZe on the CT side. Is that enough of a CT side, though? Last time out against the Eyeballers, only 2 T-sided rounds came in on Inferno. Is that going to be a concerning factor, Dwayne?
Sounds about right. They have a win percentage of 27.6 of the rounds on T-side Inferno in CS2. It's not great. It's not looking pretty, but this is the chance to turn everything around. Bait set up out here towards top banana. Heap has not been seen as of yet.
Shelfie leans in, block to try to check out corners, flashbang in, Shine for that drive-by. Heap comes up with one of his own, doubles, looks for the triple, he damn well near gets it. Indeed he does. Krad with the trade back immediately after the fact. Part of 1 kill in a 1-on-5 situation. 2 players swing him. He can catch Shine, just about evade the damage. In fact, he's completely unscathed. That nade reveals his angle. 2 CTs to try and face him down. He does end up with a 3rd to close, but Sapeck is there for the closer himself. Heap with a triple. What a round that was for the Eyeballers.
Well, you have to look at that utility and say that was excellent. So you've got a double flash setup. You've got the first flash to allow the bait and switch, to allow the peek out from Sandbag towards Halfwall. But look at that second flash. That second flash goes deeper. It goes out towards sort of top and mid banana to allow Heat to keep going. Allow those Julies to keep pressing and look for so much. Very successful hold out there on B.
Forced back in from the forZe side, still rocking the AK over on Result here. Tech9s and Deagles to back it all up, seeing if they can work their way into that A-bomb site with great prejudice already. All 5 players are outside of the entries.
forZe need a cracking entry, and it could be onto JW to start. HE to break the smoke. Does do some damage onto Result, but doesn't give JW much info.
Sit there and spray. He's got an inkling as to where they might end up being. peppzorlul does catch that first, but Krad extends out to catch JW. Sapeck takes a lot of damage towards Krad's pistol, but ultimately comes out alive into the man advantage of the Eyeballers camp. 1 or 2 players on the site. 3rd man Heat making his way around the outside of long control. And that push forward as well from Shine coming in towards Banana that could backstab against the forZe forces.
You just feel that this AK needs to rip, that this AK needs to force entries. A double swing out here towards long pretty much denies that AK, and now even the MP9 of Shelfie might not be in a position to recover that AK.
Yeah, dropped on the far wall, and you can see Shelfie's got to go for the whole wide swing in the open. Does at least get a smoke in the way, so can grab it, but now forced to fight. This could be the press forward from Heap. Grabbing that bomb, going for the rotate, and Shine stuck around here at the banana position, so he could well just find this final kill that ends the round itself. Smoke also out, seen the man cover off the entrance, stalled for time, forZe back into the A site.
Now Gokishima needs to get this player out in the open. peppzorlul, a lot of damage taken towards him, but the bullet's not quite connecting to the kill all the way.
10 HP, he's lucky to be alive in that case with 10 seconds left. Finally, Sapeck and peppzorlul can close it down. A little bit awkward from peppzorlul's positioning, but he's still alive, still with the 3K, still top fragging for his team. And now evening up the board for the Eyeballers.
Jeez, that round was so winnable as well. I mean, you mentioned it earlier on. Sapeck was fairly low, so you consider the idea that if that Tech9 gets a kill, you've got a low HP player remaining on A. If they trade out 1 for 1 or even swing together, that could have been a 2v2 in a bomb plant and a very different round. forZe came ever so close to making that a dangerous affair, but the force buy doesn't get the round and doesn't get a bomb plant.
Bring those upgrade pistols in for the forZe camp. Still a fair amount of firepower in their hands, but no Kevlar to protect it. And no utility to try and force out these fights. Heap allowed to go very aggressive and turns away from the flash of Shine as Gokishima times it to utter perfection. The only situation which you get a kill there escapes an SMG for Result.
And you'd have to expect that for forZe, they've got to be working on their Inferno. Because right now, it feels like it's almost a dummy pick. Because it's such a weak map in the pool for them, and they don't insta-ban it, so many teams are just picking Inferno against them.
Krad goes down. JW able to reinstate the man advantage to evens. And forZe are forced to slow things back to a snail's pace, playing carefully around the Eyeballers CT defensive, which they're just going to take into their own hands anyway. JW with a pick on Tanir. Shine caught Gokishima as well with a quick burst out towards that banana position. Well aware that they might be coming in as well. PT50 shots ringing out, so a second player will bolster for support. The forZe have a couple of options here. It's just a case of whether they can have anything to do to make those options work.
JW Doesn't want to extend the marker too far. Just a slight jiggle in for the M4 to make sure that those last couple of kills get granted. And I think it shows as well how important a 9-3 or a 10-2 kind of scoreline could have been from forZe. Again, you look at some of those rounds, the peppzorlul 1v2 in the pistol to make it a 3-0 start. The peppzorlul 3K on the eco still a little bit later on in the half. And you just think if those rounds went slightly differently, there's a lot of safety. There's a lot of security with the lead. But because we know that forZe have a weak T side and they haven't gotten off to a start, it's already Eyeballers taking the lead. And Eyeballers should start getting more comfortable going into these first few rifle rounds.
Well, one tactical call per team. Buy-ups available for the forZe side. So you can see a couple of players already bringing in those guns. Seeing it from all 5 players. Indeed, we are.
Feels like it's been a while since we've seen Result get a kill as well. You think about the impact that he had in the first 5 to 6 rounds of the map. It's been a quiet stint from him ever since.
Keep your eyes on him, see how well he does with that banana take. He's alongside Shelfie, evading the nades put out there by the CT forces. There are smokes in the way for both sides. Nades to try and clear them up and to clear out positions in general. HG from Sapeck doesn't quite... It looked like it was going to land close to Shelfie, but didn't do as much damage.
3 players to contest banana, and it's just a back and forth wave of utility. Shelfie being forced out the open. 1-for-1 trade, now JW even pressuring out here towards brackets. Chip damage, or maybe even chunk damage. Krad down to 24 in brackets.
I was down to the 1 HE as well. There was no extra backup. There was no engagement. It was just that nade and toss it right to his feet. And then, well, it's nearly good night for that man. Tanir's also been tagged. Not nearly as much, though, fortunately enough, for the forZe side. And Heap has spotted information. Has that incendiary at the ready. But he's going to wait here. Smoke out towards Cross. Tanir setting up smokes as well towards the A-bomb site. Second player's on the way to B.
Sapeck might actually make an info play down here from brackets. He actually doesn't extend the line. Now, there isn't a massive amount of counter utility. Heap on the rotation does at least have an incendiary that's down there at Coffins, and his teammate from JW has exactly the same. So if these 2 incendiaries get timed right, it could waste a lot of time on the bomb site.
There's the first smoke. Second one comes down to the Cross. There's that first incendiary. They're going to charge ahead of it, take a ton of damage. Result dead to the hands of Sapeck and just firing blind through that smoke with the damage assistance. Now a boost up can come through for JW. The second incendiary comes out. Doesn't do any damage to stop him at all. It doesn't matter for Krad though. He's nearly dead. So's Tanir. Gokushima with 1 trade, but now Taglo himself has no breathing room, no more life left in him, and no more life in this round for forZe.
And it feels like right there for Eyeballers, they read that very quickly, right? Because I think from our perspective, we see the jiggle that comes down from Coffins, and there isn't really a rotation, is there? It's a little bit of time stalling for Heap. Finally, JW comes over. Yes, they've got 2 incendiaries between them, but it feels like as soon as JW puts that first incendiary down, they've already got 3 on B. Like, they already had the over-rotation.
Two to the good on the Eyeballers side, and Sapeck has just seen the entire second mid force, including the bomb carrier. Information with a single jump. And Eyeballers set up with heavy-handed emphasis towards that A-bomb side. That is the right call here.
It's got to be an explosion, but look at the set of the stack again. 4 players to defend up against this A side. This is going to be so difficult to break open for forZe, even with the amount of utility they have.
Result and Tanir forming up in the corridor. This is a balcony now, to be honest. Minute on the clock for forZe to make their way in. They are trying to bait out the Eyeballers, and they've still got a fair amount of utility to play with here on the T side. Execution could be looking pretty smoke-filled. The first one comes down towards Moto. Sapeck flashes off. It's actually a wine smoke, excuse me, so keeping suppressed towards the rotation positions as JW tries to hold out over at Archie. Spray on the first man, gets that kill. AK support for peppzorlul, and Sapeck comes up good, but only for that 1-for-1 trade. And Shine still got to get involved here to keep the man advantage held together for the CT forces. Krad has grabbed one of the dropped AKs, engages on peppzorlul, but ultimately loses that fight, and will maintain number 10 for the Eyeballers.
I actually am not confident that forZe are going to win another round in this map. I think the likelihood is fairly high right now that Eyeballers go completely flawless. With just the way that these rounds have been worked, there hasn't been winnable situations. There hasn't been many moments in which you can look at it from forZe and say they're at the advantage. They're in a good position. So many times they're at man disadvantages. They're going into stacked up bomb sites. The protocols are very solid for Eyeballers. They are just not sweating it at all in this second half.
I can't disagree with you, honestly. Oh, look at Sapeck. That is just silly. Drive-by straight tap. Go Kashima. Go get out of here, more like. 3 that are good in the Eyeballers. 1 pick found already. And it's just moments like that that make you wonder whether or not forZe could even win another round, right? You say you don't think so. You've already quoted the stats, but just the way the Eyeballers are playing now, it's a far cry from the earlier 6-round streak.
Now that's what we would classify as a CS2 peak, going in for the wide swing and just trying to peak a little bit more on the swings than more on the jiggles. That's what we're seeing in terms of team play and cohesion across the board. AWP battle for Shalfie, out here towards long. Heap is tucked, he's not even in a sight line in which he's out in the open.
And he'll sit pretty and wait. That's back up in Sapeck as well. Krad is watching that cubby corner though. They don't have an incendiary. The best they can do is put that HE out as they peek together. And they do win both of those fights. Krad and Shalfie, all important. Smokes come down. peppzorlul hiding back behind the main box. The AWP keeps on engagement. It's there. Goes out. Krad, headshot angle seen, but peppzorlul doesn't take the shot. Opting to fall back and regroup with his teammates. Got to deal with Result though. He has no idea he's in at the brackets entrance. And now the man's been seen. Apartments is compromised and he has absolutely no idea.
peppzorlul, can he turn around in time? Yes, he can. Oh, my goodness. What a hold we've seen from him on A. And now everything is shifting in favor of Eyeballers. 3v2 on the retake.
Shalfie and Krad, a lot of work to do, and they're letting this timer run pretty low on the Eyeballer side. They're going to make a move soon. Half the time gone. Incendiary up against Krad. No smoke can extinguish it. Going to have to engage. Shalfie gets that pick. Oh, lands that second perfectly. And an obvious battle at close range needs to hit. JW, both players miss. The Glock is pulled out. The smokes are in the way. And JW's on the defuse. Shalfie's got the knife out. Oh, he's got his man. Chaos in this round, but a quadra for the captain. As forZe take their first on the T side.
It's a great round from forZe. It ends the streak. It at least allows them to have some level of success on T side, but you've got to look at the negative at it at the same time there, Jay. The first round that gets won, everyone dropped. That's crippling the economy state. That's going to make it so uncomfortable even coming this round right now. They're not going to have everything that they want. Yes, they can drop an AWP from Shalfie, get it into the hands of Gokushima, but we can already see AK out for Krad, lack of util. Galil out for Tanir, Galil out for Gokushima. Result down to a Tech 9.
Still a mental sequence. But as you say, the follow-up needs to be found from the forZe side, and they've got very few tools to do it with. The 2 AKs are the highlights. Meanwhile, we've got the almost full set of M4s for Eyeballers. Shine's still rocking the MP9 here.
You've just got to expect right here for Eyeballers, win round 19 and it's a done deal. We're getting 1-0 up in the series. Aggressive nade set out towards Banana. Double HEs to start.
Quick aggression as well from Heap's part of things. Straight ahead of that smoke, trying to catch off his man. Down at 5 HP, evades that nade barely. JW is the first casualty of the round. Shine trying to take one back, and his damage sets up Gokushima for a TK.
Oh, that's an opportunity, because now on the A side, that's where the pincer's going to come in and look at the rotate. Both Sapeck and Heap are already on the way. There's a full rotation. Shine's going to gamble, stack the A-bomb site.
It's a risky call, but it might well just pay off here, because forZe are seeming to commit towards said A-bomb site. Tanir, first man in. Sapeck maintaining himself hidden behind the main box, alongside peppzorlul, the crossfire in the backlines. The insurance policy involved here. peppzorlul gets 2 of those kills. Sapeck swings for the double of his own. Shine steals the last, but that was a perfect gamble. The ultimate risk played, and it paid off to perfection.
But Eyeballers know in that scenario, first off, we've got an MP9, and second off, we've got a very low Heap. We need to make a decision here. Now, we had a deeper smoke towards Banana, and there's been a 1-for-1 trade with that TK. We need to make a gamble. We need to make an educated guess. let's start showing more of a rotation. Because remember, Eyeballers brought 3 players over to B early round. You had the 2 players from half wall peeking, and you had the 3rd player throwing utility. So from forZe's perspective, they're thinking, right, we've got 1 for 1, there's only 2 on A. Let's speed it up. Let's try and get quickly into that bomb side. And little do they know, they're running completely into a gamble stack.
Running into a brick wall of the Eyeballers, who have now set themselves up in prime position to take this map now. Not as one-sided as before, but I don't think it matters at this stage. The CT side has gone swimmingly for them for the most part. Only 2 to go to make this end. And forZe just have very little to play with. A half invest with Tech 9s and here are AK in for Shelfie. M4 set in for the aggression. Have taken some fair damage to start things off.
Heap has taken so much map control towards bottom banana. And him and Shine can just work 2 towards B, keep 3 on A, and the util just keeps raining in towards brackets. It's going to slow down the default, that's for sure.
JW, Sapeck at quad, peppzorlul. And up in the apartment's control. forZe might again go early into that A-bomb site. The 2-player crossfire over at Banana should be able to set things up as to a quick backstab. Nice nade on Tanir. It didn't quite land perfectly, though.
Now, Gokushima's got to be worried about that backstab because he's the one that can set up the moto smoke and the double flash to get out from shore.
Smoke will bloom at the entrance. The nades continue to rain in against the T side, but their smokes and flashes will follow it up. Perfect lineup for Sapeck. Same story for JW as his teammate goes down. He only has the 1 pick for it, though. 1 player, Tech 9 of Tanir, somehow trades places with that smoke as peppzorlul comes up through for the first frag. Needs a second. JW deals with a player on the site itself, and Gokushima with a Glock out now. Has to win a 1-on-4 clutch. AK recovered, but nothing more.
peppzorlul has just been so exhilarating in the first half and in the second. We saw the impact in the very first round of the game of a 1v2 clutch, and it feels like it's only progressed into more. Just impact plays consistently. 22 kills and only 9 deaths. You think back to that previous head-to-head of that 13-6 out on Inferno. He only went 17 kills and 11 deaths. A much better performance and a much better showing from him. And in this second half, it just has to be said from forZe, this is not good enough. Whether it's not your map pick or not, whether you are 0-6 on CS2 on Inferno, you can't be giving us 1 T round, and that is being it. And that 1 T round was a clutch we should add.
Further to the point of how strong Eyeballers are on this map. Yes, the start was awkward, but the T side has been nothing to smile about for the forZe camp. Got their rifles set in, including an AWP for Gokushima. But they need to find a round here, lest they lose everything, and they're going to lose those first 2 picks here. 5-on-3, the end is nigh.
You look at the banana control and think, what can you even do with it? Yes, you've been warranted the space. Yes, you've been given full range, but you need a pick back, because the B site players can just play defensive. Tanir, Result, trying to make something happen. JW still tucking behind this smoke, and now it clears. This is a chance for him to fight again.
Utility coming out, and everything must be in at brackets. Result does pre-fire the angle, get that headshot in, so advantage is here for Eyeballers, reduced by a single man. That bomb needs to get picked up and committed towards that B bomb site, because they're going to wrap around here and seem to go for the split.
Now, Heap has still got one of those incendiaries to slow it down, and it's going to take some time for Gokushima to go all the way down bottom banana, pick up that bomb, and get it in for the B split.
And Result continues to lead the charge in for the CT site players. Heap catches a quick swing, headshot gain, 2 left standing. Are they aware of the second man? Perhaps they're not, but Tanir only capitalized upon the first man. They're going to try to win the straight-up fight against Heap. 15 seconds to do so and get the bomb plant here. They'll smoke off coffins. Is there anything in it for Heap? Plants will come down. Nade up will not do damage.
Now, Gokushima needs to try and deal with these banana players and deal with them quick.
Orb versus 2. Shot on the first. Connects with great prejudice. 2-on-2 situation. We'll get back to the bomb site. The flashes will indicate that there is another player over at Banana. Tanir is tasked with defending that position. The incendiary stands by for peppzorlul. Puts it down deep. It goes out towards the second box. Did it land, actually? Doesn't seem like it's on the bomb site. Gokushima allowed to get Heap as a result. And Tanir can close out peppzorlul. So, the lifeline has been found by forZe.
And you look at the next round and think, okay, the money situation isn't actually perfect. Yeah, Heap's got a massive amount of cash and he can invest into an AWP, drop that into the hands of JW. Everybody else is limited, so it looks like they're going to go with the safer option of Heap going in for a hero M4, everybody else buying down lightly.
3 to the good. Gap closes by a single round and may well close a little bit more. Key moment, but smart call from the eyeball and also just force the issue and try and take it over in an instant. Just give yourself that extra buy on the next and close it out from there. The hero M4 for Heap can still do some damage. Hasn't quite seen Resell, has seen Shelfie though. Swing of the AK kill found. Shine can grab that M4 and try and escape with it.
Well, if he brings it back into Sapeck's hands, at least the M4 will be with a player with armor. And that's what they've got to be thinking between one another, but they haven't chucked over the M4 just yet.
They won't get a chance to either. Shelfie gets that kill. Sapeck in the corner, engages that first player. Oh, he's got a headshot as well. Brought it to a 2 versus 2. A fight in mid as well, given JW and AK. peppzorl's Deagle and another rifle, I think, was dropped. Several rifles actually dropped out towards the entrance, so peppzorl can get one more. And they're going to go ahead and try their hand at this retake here. Go Kashima's AWP first to the call. Oh, the swing to the headshot is perfect. And Result maybe feeling a little bit salty here. Nades back ahead of it, gonna try and open up a bit of a gap there in that smoke, but they can get right onto this defuse here. 10-second stick, he's got to get on those wall bangs. Can they hear him? Yes, they can. He gets that first, gets peppzorl off of it, but he's gonna get that kill, and I think he's got time for it, even a 10-second marker. This should be a 13-9 for the Eyeballers as they finally take Inferno.
Impressive showing. That first half from Eyeballers, it was shaky, right? You had that 3-0 beginning. They had some testing moments. Resol put on some really good performances towards A, especially being sort of that hard anchor deep in the bomb side. But you look at that second half and say, there wasn't much of a threat. Yeah, there's a couple of rounds here or there.